Good evening, folks, and welcome to our council meeting here at City of Mount Pearl. July is almost over, July 30th. Welcome, everybody. Good attendance here today, despite the summer holidays. It's a great day out there. Council, you see before you the agenda for tonight's meeting, and I'd like a motion, please. Moved by Councillor Lane, second by Councillor Fry. All in favor? And opposed? Thank you. That's carried. We begin today's public council meeting by respectfully acknowledging the province of Newfoundland and Labrador as the ancestral homelands of many diverse populations of Indigenous peoples, including the Biotech, who have contributed to 9,000 9,000 years of history on the island of Newfoundland. Today, this province is home to diverse populations of Indigenous and other people. We acknowledge with respect the diverse histories and cultures of the Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit. We honor this beautiful land together as we strive for collective healing and true reconciliation. Meeting minutes are there, folks, from July 16th. Is there any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'll call for a motion. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Second by Councillor Antle. All in favor of the minutes? Those opposed? Carried as well. Thank you. Any business arising, folks? Hearing none, you see for tabling, discussion if you wish, an update on the Municipal Assessment Agency. They talked about their sponsorship of PMA. Congratulated Connie Reed as PMA's first female president. And you see some other stuff listed there. Council, do you want to make any further comments? And I appreciate that all the great work the Municipal Assessment Agency does. They're part of a big, they're a big cog, I guess you could say, in the taxation system in that they determine one variable for taxation purposes, which I fully appreciate nobody really wants to talk about. And we set the others in terms of mill rates and fees. All right, so our thanks to Mary Thorne Goss and Betty Moore for providing that information. Now we're going to turn to the Corporate Services and Public Works Committee. And leading off tonight is Councillor Rice.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. So we have 7 items on our agenda tonight. The first one is our invoices for approval. The committee recommends that the following invoices totaling $703,720.77 be approved for payment, and you can see them in there in your kit. And I so move.
Moved by Councillor Rice, thank you. Second by Councillor Lane. All in favor? Those opposed? And carried. Thank you.
Next one is for our payment register and our purchase cart report. For the information of council, the following payment register for July the 11th to 24th, 2024, totaling $5,088,008.64, and the purchase cart report also for May the 26th to June 25th, 2024, totaling $358,858.98, and that's for information purposes only. Number 3 on our kit is our, scrolling down here, 1 second, our PD travel request for Councillors Locke, Councillor Antle, Councillor Rice, to attend the Public Works Association APWA PWX, the Public Works Conference, which is from September the 8th until the 11th, 2024 in Atlanta, Georgia. Recommendation from Corporate Services and Public Works Committee from July the 2nd, 2024, and the Committee of the Whole from July the 16th, 2024, recommended that the request by Councillors Locke, Councillor Antle, and Councillor Rice to attend the American Public Works Association APWA to PWX Public Works Conference from September the 8th to the 11th, 2024 in Atlanta, Georgia be approved. And I so move.
Again, moved by Councillor Rice. Thank you. Second by Councillor Lane. Thank you. Questions? Hearing none. All in favor? Contraminded? That's carried. Back to you.
Thank you. Number 4 is our facade improvement program recommendation for number 9 Sagona Avenue. I'll just give some background on this one. The city has received one application for the facade improvement grant program. The applicant who met the criteria can receive up to 50% of the total project costs, up to a maximum of $10,000. So the judging selection committee has reviewed, scored, and evaluated each application based on the project criteria and the submission criteria. So the property at 9 Sagona Avenue is owned by East Coast Hydraulics. The proposed project meets the project and submission criteria. The corporate services department recommends support for the approval of a grant of $9,000 for this project. The committee supported the department's recommendation, and the recommendation was also supported at the Committee of the Whole meeting of July the 16th, 2024. So the recommendation from Corporate Services and Public Works Committee recommends that the application for a facade improvement grant by East Coast Hydraulics for improvements to the business, for their business at 9 Sagona Avenue be approved, the amount of $9,000, and I so move.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Rice, second by Councillor Lane. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Those opposed? Thank you. Carried.
Thank you, Worship, and I'll pass the rest of the report now over to my colleague, Councillor Lane.
Thank you very much. The 5th item on our agenda is a request by Our Lady Queen of Families Parish, formerly St. Peter's, for financial support for heat pumps. The Director of Corporate Services reviewed that the above noted parish had made a request for $5,000 towards the cost of installing heat pumps in the church and parish hall center to support the establishment of an emergency cooling center for the community. The Committee of the Whole reviewed this request, which could be accommodated within the city's community engagement budget. The Corporate Services and Public Works Committee on July 2nd, 2024, and the Committee of the Whole, which was July 16th, 2024, recommends approval of a donation to Our Lady Queen of Families Parish in the amount of $5,000 to support the establishment of an emergency cooling center for our community, and I move.
Moved by Councillor Lane. Thank you. Second by Councillor Rice. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Contrary-minded? That's carried too. Thanks.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is the contract recommendation, tender for chain link fencing standing offer, TP 24-019. The tender for supply, delivery, and installation of chain link fencing, standing offer TP 24-019, which includes the supply, delivery, and installation of chain link fencing, was issued on May 30th, 2024, and closed on June 19th, 2024. And one bid was received from a qualified bidder, Provincial Fence Products, for the bid amount of $126,650.09, HST included. The tender bid has been reviewed and meets the specifications for the tender. Prioritization of fence repairs is always planned to be within the operating budget for the current year. It is also noted that the contract would be for the supply, delivery, and installation of the chain link fencing as required for a period of approximately 3 years, commencing after the date of award until August 31st for the first year, and then for September 1st to August 31st for each of the following 2 years, with the option of 2 additional 1-year terms if agreeable to both parties. The department recommends award of the contract to the Provincial Fence Products, and the committee supported this recommendation. This recommendation was also supported by the Committee of the Whole at their meeting on July 16th, 2024. Therefore, the Corporate Services and Public Works Committee recommends approval for the contract for the supply, delivery, and installation of the chain link fencing, standing offer TP 24-019, to be awarded to the lowest qualified bidder, Provincial Fence Products, for a 3-year term and 2 additional optional 1-year terms, at the bid amount of up to $126,650.09, HST included, per year, and the expenditures will be within the operating budget for each year. And I so move.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Lane, second by Councillor Rice. Any comments, thoughts? I'll call the question then. All in favor? Those opposed? Thank you. Carried.
Okay, the last item on our agenda is the Public Works Status Report. So the Roads Division work continues on asphalt repairs. litter cleanup, street sweeping, maintenance holds, and catch basin repairs and lawn repairs. Under Parks Division, work continues on landscape prep work ongoing. Flower planters and hanging baskets are in place. Maintenance of sports fields, parks, and open space mowing. Powers Pond Trail upgrades commencing July 22nd. Site work for playground on Stonegate Crescent is underway, and commemorative bench and tree program installations are underway. Under Fleet Division, motor vehicle inspections on all heavy-duty trucks are ongoing, and service and maintenance continues. And under UTM, general calls, plugged sewer, service locates, new water and sewer service inspections, camera inspections, troubleshooting, water and sewer repairs, hydrant flushing now placed to commencing July 22nd, 2024. Leak detection, valve exercising is ongoing. Catch basin cleaning is ongoing. Lift installation inspections and maintenance. Working in conjunction with PED on capital works products. Water levels at Baby Bulls Big Pond as of July 22nd, 2024. You can see below. And that's it for our report. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I might note water levels look record high. Well, record for the 22, 23, 24, and way above the lowest year, which was 2009. So that seems to be good, but it's also worthwhile noting we have a conservation order in place. And if you use it sparingly, it's greatly appreciated during this dry spell. Moving along to the next committee, we've got the Planning, Engineering, Development Committee report. Councillor Antle.
Your Worship, I'll take the first two and I will pass it on to the Deputy Mayor. Number one is Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program, Multi-Streets and Farrell Drive. The owner's Project Manager Services, WSP E&I Canada Limited, and its transfer of inspection hours. WSP E&I Canada Limited, WSP was previously awarded the owner's project management services for multi-street upgrading in the amount of $117,780.70 HST included for the Farrell Drive upgrading, Holden to Evans, in the amount of $115,388.70 HST included. To date, the budgeted inspection hours for Farrell are almost exhausted, while there's a surplus for the multi-streets project. Engineering services are requesting the transfer of the remaining 718 inspection hours from the owner's project contract for the multi-streets upgrading project to the Farrell Drive upgrading project. So our recommendation is the Planning Engineering Development Committee recommends approval of change order number 2 for Farrell Drive upgrading in the amount of $57,799 HST included, and the change order for multi-streets upgrading project in the amount of the same amount, $57,799 HST included, payable to WSP and EI Canada Limited to accommodate the transfer of inspection hours for the remaining of the work on Farrell Drive. And I so move.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Antle and seconded by the Deputy Mayor. A little bit of bookkeeping work here purely because of the federal and provincial component to this. So I'll call the question. All in favor? And those opposed? That's carried. We have our transfer done. Thank you.
And number 2 for me is the Building and Occupancy Permit listing for July 2nd to the 12th. The Planning, Engineering, and Development Committee recommends that the residential and commercial building permits issued for the period showing a total of construction of $9,086,000 to be approved, and further that the occupancy permit listed be accepted as presented. But before I move that, I'd like to draw your attention to one of those in particular, and it's a great thing to see. It's another first milestone for the city of Mount Pearl. If anybody notices the underneath building construction commercial, there's a permit there issued for 2 Arena Road. That's our new civic center. The permit has been listed and we're ready to roll. You can go down and the building is underway. Stay tuned for November next year. And I so move.
Again, moved by Councillor Antle. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Seconded by you. And we have those moved as discussed en masse. No questions, comments? I'll call the question. All in favor? Those opposed? Carried.
And now I'll pass to the Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Ansel, and thank you, Your Worship. And continuing on with more work that's being done in the city is the development permit listing between the time frame of July 2nd to the 12th, 2024. So the Planning and Engineering Development Committee recommends that the following development permits be approved as presented for the period of July 2nd to the 12th, 2024. And as you see, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 listed there in your kits, and I so move.
Moved by the Deputy Mayor. Oops, like, no. Moved by the Deputy Mayor, thank you. And second by Councillor Randall. Questions? All in favor? Contrary-minded? Carried.
Thank you, Your Worship. And for the fourth item on our agenda, I'm really excited to always give updates and some information to our residents regarding the municipal plan review and renew, including integrated transportation plan project updates. So this is the second update we are going to be offering as a committee. And it was previously advised that the request for proposals for the municipal plan review and renew, that includes the integrated transportation plan, which is very important, that closed October 16th, 2023. And the successful proponent for that was, of course, Track Consulting. And since then, they've awarded the contract. They've been doing significant work around getting your information, your feedback for a plan that is so important in relation to the formation, development, and planning of our city. So one of those items would be survey response, which has been great. And I would like to say on behalf of the committee, keep them coming. That if you'd like to see and know what's going on in the Pearl, what we're planning, that absolutely looking at the surveys are going to be important. So the report on activities, of course, the community surveys has been astounding. I said, I think we've got over 1,200 hard copies and surveys received, and about 600 online surveys completed through the plan, through the Pearl website. And we're going to be preparing a second round of public engagement later this fall. And we've received feedback for, we're going to identify what we heard. And right now, we really encourage you because it is just available at your fingertips by visiting our www.haymountpearl.ca /plan the Pearl. And I just clicked on the link myself. It's available right now in our kit. It's very simple and even identified there are really important items. If you at all need to know about your public transit needs, your public parking requirements, changing restrictions on height, setbacks, building floor plans, innovative zoning for higher densities, infill and redevelopment. These are things that are so important to the future of our city, and I can't really express that right now you are going to be developing by giving your input what's going to be years in the making. And so it's something that we're really excited about, but also encouraging your feedback. So that's just a bit of information for that. And that leads us to our final agenda item for our committee, which is the capital projects updates. Just wanted to identify asphalt and concrete repairs is ongoing and various locations throughout the city. Every time I identify this, just remember in those areas, really look at what the signage is for speeding, who's there. Like these are places where people are working, so safety first. Birch Avenue project is ongoing. The Farrell Drive project is ongoing with some minor underground work, paving and concrete happening. The Carroll Drive project is ongoing. Underground property and reinstatement is happening. And we've got some concrete work almost complete at Olympic Drive. And that is, in a nutshell, some of the good work that's being done throughout our city regarding our capital projects updates.
I just have a question regarding Olympic Drive because I had a couple of residents reach out to me regarding the holes that have been cut there, and they're just wondering when they can expect that to be repaired.
Thank you, Councillor Fry. Olympic Drive is taking a little bit longer than what we had anticipated. At this point in time, some of the maintenance holes require some additional work on them. We'll be talking to council after this meeting because that's some extra work. Right now, the project we expect to be complete in the next couple of weeks with the surface course asphalt completed. So.
Thank you. And that completes the committee report. I would like to finalize a comment. I've spoken with the director about the need for where we don't have asphalt down, we want to make sure that the water is being laid on. It's really dry and dusty. And you know, I think the issue arises sometimes on weekends. As Director Antle has said to me, if people have an issue with the water is not being laid, for example, on Carroll Drive, call the 1000 line. There is support behind that with the call center on the weekends. If you phone 748-1000 during the week, you're going to get people on the front desk here, but it's really important that water get laid down. Otherwise, it creates a whole mess of other problems. So that's part of the plan. And, you know, thank you for your patience in trying to get through this year's construction season. All right. So we're moving over now. Recreation, Community Safety Committee report. Who's leading off? I think it's Councillor Fry. And in the absence of Councillor Locke, Councillor Antle, I believe you are the third. Thank you for seconding.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a couple of items for us this evening. The first one is regarding the Mount Pearl Sport Alliance, and this is for the 2024 Community Sporting Grants. So the committee reviewed the 2024 grant program funding allocation as was presented from the Mount Pearl Sport Alliance. And the committee recommends to release the 2024 community grant funding in the amount of $80,000, which will be distributed to each of the 13 sport organizations as in previous years. And I so move.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Fry, seconded by Councillor Antle. Any questions or thoughts? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? And those opposed? Thank you. Carried.
And the last item on our agenda is regarding the Centennial Park Summer Concert Series. So I encourage all residents to get out on a every Friday afternoon in August for a free family-friendly pop-up concert of live local performances. And this takes place in the park next to City Hall from 12 to 1 p.m. every Friday, sorry. The performance scheduled for August the 2nd is the School of Rock. And of course, these are always weather permitting. So our website and our Facebook social media will have updates for that, but they're wonderful. And I highly recommend everyone to get out and attend. And that's it for me. That's it for our report, Your Worship.
Thank you. Good stuff. Okay, folks, that's the end of our formal agenda. Go quickly around the table, starting with you, Councillor Rice.
Thank you, Worship. I will be very brief. I got two small items. The first one, I won't elaborate, but I just want to say how much I enjoyed City Days and all the events that were put together. And I just want to say a big thank you to all the people. I'm not going to name anybody out, but that had a part putting it all together. Did a lot of phenomenal work and they did an awesome job. So I want to say a big thank you to whoever had part in putting it all together. The second one I got is I just want to, this is more of a, I guess, reaching out. We got a resident in the community that's going through a rough time. So I just want to mention here tonight, keep Eric Badcock has got some bad news. Eric and Millie, they're up at Masonic Park and he got some bad news a couple of days ago and he's terminal. So yeah, so I just want everybody, you know, to keep them in your prayers over the next few days. And he's a really close friend of my mother and father-in-law and the family. So keep them in your prayers this week. And we can always be very thankful that we got our health and strength. So anyway, just that's it for me. And just want to keep the family in your prayers this week. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Lane.
Yeah, I was also delighted to join in the city's festivities again this year. I couldn't make it to everything this year because, you know, with baby Nathan and such, but everything I did attend, it was really well put off. And there was great attendance. So thank you to our staff and thank you for the residents for coming and joining us. And I also just wanted to mention, you know, the importance of water conservation because, you know, we had rain it was Saturday and I was driving around and the number of houses I seen with sprinklers going in the rain on their grass. It was quite shocking, and I don't know if it was a case of people put it on in the morning, went out for the day and left it on, not realizing the weather forecast, or if it was just negligence and leaving it on. But I mean, it's actually most effective, in case you don't know, to water your lawn in the evening, not during the daytime. And with water conservation efforts in place, please limit how much you're using the sprinklers to water your lawn. And if rain is in the forecast, please ensure that you don't turn it on. It's not necessary. Your lawn's getting watered. And that's it for me. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't think you can water a lawn on a Saturday unless you've got a newly laid lawn. I think under the rules, there's certain days you can water, but to your point, Counselor, early in the morning and later in the evening, right? Yeah, it's too bad, right? We don't want to waste water. We don't want to sit there and think that the levels at Babel's Big Pond are too, it's too good to be true, right? At the end of the day. So thank you. Over to you, Counselor Fry.
Thank you. I just wanted to talk about a couple of events that we have coming up. Of course, throughout the summer, we've been having our Safe Seniors Walks, which have been very well received, and they're fabulous. I'm so happy to see them. So I just want to let people know that the next Safe Seniors Walk will take place on Thursday, August the 1st from 10 a.m. to 10:45. And this one is an easy, flat surface that's been chosen for this walk. The meeting location for this date is Castors Drive at Exploits Place. So everyone is welcome to come and join the walk hosted by our Municipal Enforcement Division. And these walks are scheduled every Thursday in August with difficulty level and location posted on our social media each week. And of course, again, like everything, this is weather pending. And we look forward to seeing another great turnout on our next walk. As well, on Thursday, August the 8th, join Jill Whalen, CEO and founder of Whalen Wellness, for a sunset movement session in Mount Pearl. And this is going to take place at the Forest Avenue cul-de-sac from 6 to 7 p.m. And this is part of our T-Rail Sundown series. And the workout will be cardio strength style and is scalable to all levels. So please bring along a yoga mat, a set of light dumbbells, and water. And again, this is weather permitting. And finally, for me, I also want to congratulate everyone on City Days. It's one of my favorite times of year. And the best part about it is that we get to see so many faces and neighbors and people come out. And that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to thank people for coming out and participating, because that's what makes it all worthwhile. And I think the events we had this year were well attended and well enjoyed. And we certainly enjoyed seeing everybody. And that's it for me, Your Worship. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the weather cooperated. I think we had a bit of a shower that forced a few things inside Friday afternoon, but it's great, even better, right? When we get full weather or full sun and sunshine. It was a real sun lotion or sunscreen City Days. Deputy Mayor, what say you?
I'm going to keep it brief and very similar to what everyone else was kind of focusing on, which is it has to be City Days. It was an event that I personally had such a tremendous good time attending, engaging, and as somebody who's still working on recovery and accessibility and my own fatigue, I have to say every event was accessible, welcoming, and what I could attend was fantastic. And just a quick note of just the work and effort, and I could tell just the thought that went into really welcoming and developing events that really encapsulate the entire community. Pride in the Park, the multicultural event. These are items that just demonstrate, just as Mount Pearl is growing and becoming more diverse, that we are moving and growing with it. So absolutely congratulations and a big hurrah to the team behind that, both the volunteers and staff and members of the committee and all the performers that made this just so fun and exciting. So it's not just a fun event, it's also a welcoming and inclusive event. So thank you.
Well said. Councillor Antle, please.
I saved all this time. I have 5 items to talk about. No. I'll be very, very quick. On September, we all know, Rick Brown, he hosts the, website. We all grew up in Mount Pearl. And on September the 8th, they're hosting another, dance. They call it a dance, but I call it a chat because nobody dances because everybody stands up talking for most of the night. But that happens at September the 28th here at the Reed Center. All funds, the tickets are going to go on sale within a few days. You'll see it on Rick's going to share it on his webpage. All right, and all funds are going to go directly to the food banks here in Mount Pearl. They're also doing some fundraising, some local businesses are giving prizes and this kind of stuff. And if you take us throughout tonight. So it's a great fundraiser for the food banks just before, the peak Christmas time, so they get the food bank stocked up. So tickets will be available pretty soon. And the second thing for me, and I brought it up a little while ago, is that I walked the Branscombs Trail just for anybody who has a chance. And I'll say it again, I'll say it 100 times. Go over, take a look at our Branscombs Trail. It is fabulous. I think it's the best trail we have in the province. And if you go up to Powers Pond, you'll see Powers Pond is being developed right now. And you'll see there's been, when you look at Branscombs Pond and know what's going to happen to Powers Pond, I can just imagine the comments we're going to get on how well that's going to be. It's outstanding. And last thing is my sister's birthday today. And if I don't say happy birthday, I won't say her age because I don't think I'll be talked about, but her name is Bonnie Grant and today's her birthday. Happy birthday, Bonnie. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Bonnie's birthday today. So she's the younger Antle. Well, there's two other Antles in this room. So she's the young Antle, right? Yeah. Young at heart. Didn't want to speak
Well,
to any ages, but
yeah, she's the only one that could vote for us.
oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, listen, just to sum up, great conversation, a very quick meeting, a summertime meeting. But yeah, city days, so to all the departments, thank you very much. Public Works, like they set up all the tents. MEOs control all the, the traffic coming and going, and that's always a challenge. And of course, recreation, community safety, and without mentioning too many names, I do have to single out Allison and Rosie, of course, right? And the bands. It was a fabulous long weekend, and I'm glad everybody enjoyed themselves. Big crowd there on Sunday night. But the nicest event for me sometimes is that movie. And the movie got canceled, I think, because of wind Friday night. And I know I met Councillor Fry down there Saturday night. Councillor Rice, you may have also popped down. I wasn't 100% sure who else might have been there, but it was a big crowd. And I believe it was oh my, help me out here now. Meets the Machines. The Mitchells Meet the Machines. And Councillor Fry stayed up for the whole works, right? So it's all good. But really, thank you everybody for attending today. We'll have a quick committee of the whole, so you can enjoy the rest of your day. And on that note, on motion of Councillor Rice, second by Deputy Mayor, we're adjourned. Thank you.